Good morning and welcome to Decision 2017. My name is Ken Mijung. It's about 17 minutes to the top of the hour. The Supreme Court indicated yesterday that they will begin the hearing proper this morning. We are yet to see them. The courtroom is filled to capacity with lawyers and interested parties, and the TV screens around the country are beaming this. We are live from the Supreme Court. My name is Ken Mijungu, and this morning we'll be taking you live to the Supreme Court. That's where the hearing of the petition number 2 of 2017 begins, and the course is clear right now. The judges know the issues to be determined and they'll be delving on that. Yesterday was a long day for the court, where it started at around 11 and ended late at night with all the applications. 15 of them dealt with. We have about 2 petitions left. One petition was yesterday thrown out, and it's not going to form substance in this case. And of course, the 2 that are remaining are the subject that will form the discussions in court today. The Chief Justice has given directives, and about 7 hours in totality or in total will be used to determine this petition. NASA has been kept off this case, so is Jubilee, for one reason or another. Let's now join Leila Mohammed first before I come back to studio to tell us what's happening in and around the court as we look at those live pictures from the courtroom. Leila, good morning. Tell us, this case was supposed to begin at 10. It's around now about 17 minutes or 16 minutes left to the top of the hour, and we haven't seen any activity in court. What time do we expect it realistically to begin?
Well, Ken, you and I both know that the Supreme Court of the Republic of Kenya has not been the very best in terms of keeping time. This is the second time this week that they are running almost an hour late into their sittings. Probably what we could be only left to speculate is that the judges are finishing with their determinations in terms of those rulings they are expected to hold this morning before the hearing proper begins. Ken, yesterday was one of the longest pre-trial determinations that we have seen in so long. We had an entire day of back and forth where all those who were wishing to be enjoined in the case had their term to be had in terms of who will be administered. At the end of the day, Dr. Ekuru Aukot again got the opportunity to be enjoined in this case as an interested party, as well as the Attorney General, whose application to be enjoined as an amicus curiae was rejected by the judges. But he has been allowed 30 minutes today to speak as an interested party together with Dr. Ekuru Aukot, who in his submission says that the fact that he was second in terms of getting the number of votes that he got after President Uhuru Kenyatta, that officially makes him the leader of opposition, and this case will affect him in one way or another. Ken, outside the vicinity of the Supreme Court, things are not so different from what we saw yesterday. However, like you can see, the police presence here is much stricter and much larger than yesterday. Even those who are working on foot are being restricted in terms of how far they can go. But delving into the case that we heard yesterday, there was an application by President Uhuru Kenyatta to have some very important documents from the applicant to be removed, and that was a clear win for President Uhuru Kenyatta, who said that how the Kurayangu Sauti Yangu organization got the IEBC internal memos was strictly illegal, and the court agreed with that application, so they struck out. Those documents will not be used in the court. We also saw the case by the Institute for Democratic Governance, IDG, against NASA principles also be thrown out. So we are remaining with 2 cases. And like we had a discussion with you earlier, Ken, so basically the judges will set the precedence of what they expect to hear today. So both cases will be heard this day as we go along this week. And the Chief Justice yesterday said that the deadline of Supreme decision is Monday next week. So they do not have the luxury of time to listen to more cases. Remember, yesterday, the Kura Yangu, South Yangu organization had 18 prayers, and among them was that they want a complete audit of the results transmission kits, that is the KIMS kits, and they also want to see all original polling stations diaries and forms 34A and 34B from the 291 constituencies, something that the IEB says is humanly not possible to happen. They say they have a document that is 40 GB plus, and it will take about 2 weeks or 24 million documents for people to go through that documentation. So Ken, those were some of the highlights of yesterday. We saw some interesting moments where the Chief Justice had some sort of banter with the lead counsel who is representing Kura Yangu, South Yangu. Earlier in the morning, he had said that his colleague, that is Julie Soweto, had failed to appear in court because she had been requested not to come out from come into the vicinity. And then again, there was the whole issue behind her having been in an accident, and also she came that caused the Supreme Court actually to go on recess for about 10 minutes, Ken. So when she did appear in court, there was also the issue of those documentations, and she was actually put on the spot in terms of when did they file those documents. Remember, they were supposed to have 8 documents which were to be shared by the 6 judges and to go to the Supreme Court in terms of how this process was going to go on, and she could not really explain how some documents were filed on the 6th of November and others were filed on the 7th of November. So this is the first. We are seeing a military vehicle combing this vicinity. Maybe they're just passing by, but we don't know why they would be around this area on a certain day, especially now that we have an entire team of police officers from various departments also outside the Supreme Court. Ken.
Right, Leila, very comprehensive indeed. Thank you very much. We'll be watching the Supreme Court. Leila Mohammed outside the Supreme Court along City Hall Way, where she's reporting from this morning.